Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim and welcome to my channel. Today is a new edition of my profile series on fish I have in my aquariums or my ponds. This fish is very special and one of my all-time favorites. Let's have a look at the Dojo Loach. This is truly one of my favorite fish of all time. The Dojo Loach is known by a few names. Most common are the weather loach, weather fish, golden Dojo Loach, and the pond loach. The name weather loach is derived from their increased activity that comes with weather changes. It's not clear what causes the fish to act this way, but it's thought to be connected to the barometric pressure in the atmosphere. An interesting fact is that scientists in Japan have used their indicators for foretelling upcoming weather conditions, even so much as predicting tsunami and earthquakes. The natural habitat is huge, ranging from northern Asia, Siberia, to China and Japan, all the way down to Korea. They were first discovered in 1842. They are not endangered as their territory is quite large. They are also now found in Hawaii, Europe, and even Australia. Some use them as live bait. It's believed that by escaping, they have populated these other areas. They are found in rivers, lakes, ponds, swamps, bogs, rice paddies, and pretty much any other water source you can think of. In Japan, they are even considered food. Now, the Dojo Loach in the wild is not as pretty as the lovely orange and yellow Dojo Loaches that we find for sale here, although they're not captive bred. In the wild, they are greenish brown, having speckles or spots over their body from head to tail. Their belly is much lighter, like many fish. In my opinion, the bright yellow and oranges are far more striking and draw your attention to their movements. This color morph has happened in captivity. These remarkable loaches are easy to care for and relatively hardy fish. They are trainable. They are super curious and will come and nibble your fingers if you let them. It tickles when they do that. They don't mind being touched and actually enjoy swimming through your fingers. They wiggle about like an eel and quite comical to watch. You can hand feed them and even pet them. They are jumpers. If they do happen to jump out of their tank, they can survive for short periods of time out of water. They produce a thick slime coat that insulates them and keeps them moist. They are not air breathers, although they can swallow air. In their natural habitat during the dry season, they can live comfortably in wet mud or sand for long periods of time by swallowing oxygen and also using their intestinal organs to supplement their breathing, then expelling intestinal gases through their vent. Living off insect larvae and small aquatic creatures, they sustain life without a problem. I put a couple in this basin with pothos just to make sure they don't jump out before I get them to the kitchen counter. I want to show you how big they are and give you a real close look at them. Generally, Dojo Loaches in an aquarium setting will reach about 6 inches in length. In the wild, they have been reported to reach 20 inches. Mine are well over 10 inches, and I'm sure they're still growing. I would attribute their growth to the 100 gallons of space they live in and probably the amount of food and types of food I feed them. Under good care, they can easily live up to 10 years. Now, these guys are only about 3 years old. An interesting fact is the water temperature has a direct effect on the length of their lives. The warmer the water, the shorter their lifespan. They do best without any heat source. Their bodies are quite similar to eels, long and narrow and very flexible. Their body is cylindrical, flattening out toward the tail end. They also have barbels or whiskers, two of which are on their lower lip. They are most commonly found in golds and yellows, but you can purchase them in their more natural colors of greenish brown with spots. Even the golden ones have spots, although they are so faint they are essentially invisible to us. The Dojo Loach is omnivorous. They are not picky eaters and will eat many things you offer them, from a good pellet to table scraps, algae, and live foods. They are happy eaters and grow to prove it. I primarily feed mine koi pellets and spirulina. Look at the size they are now. And when I purchased them, they were smaller than my pinky. They were tiny, like little yellow toothpicks. I actually had never seen them so small for sale. But I do on occasion give them frozen proteins as treats, bloodworms, and that kind of thing. They also enjoy dew worms and snails. Setting up an aquarium for them, you would need a 55-gallon aquarium or larger, 4 feet or longer. They are mostly bottom dwellers and love to bury themselves, so a fine sand substrate is best for them. Pristine water conditions with good agitation are required. Because of their desire to root around, plants should be potted or they will be moved. I have floating pothos and other plants in here that they love to swim through. Some driftwood and smooth stones are also good choices. These guys are very curious and inspect everything from caves to crevices. Mine climbed into my filter output at one time. Luckily, I found them before any damage was done. As I mentioned, they are jumpers, so a tight-fitting lid on your aquarium is a must. They do prefer subdued lighting as well. They're not recommended for new fish keepers as they do require excellent water parameters and are susceptible to disease. Because of the lack of scales, they are very sensitive to medications. These wonderfully amusing fish are excellent community fish, although keeping in mind they do prefer cooler water. Goldfish are a great match for them, or really any cold water species would be good. I actually had these guys outside in my pond for a whole season, and they did exceptionally well. They are very social and will interact with other fish in the tank. Sometimes it even looks like they're chasing, but they never do any harm. They should be kept in a group of 3 or more loaches. They are not happy alone. There's not much known about their breeding habits. They are not commercially bred, which is too bad. I would love to have teeny weeny loaches. I have no idea what sex mine are. Sometimes it looks like they are in breeding mode. They will rub against each other and curl around each other. The eggs are red and sticky, so I have kept my eye out for that, but no luck yet. The Dojo Loach is a magnificent addition to your fish collection. They are colorful, charismatic, social, silly, funny, and a pleasure to have. As I said in the beginning, one of my favorite fish of all time. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying your summer, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.